You remember the exact day you decided to do this full time. It was a Tuesday. You had just gotten your third paycheck from YouTube. Not huge money, but real money. Consistent money. Enough to pay rent, enough to cover groceries, and still have a little left over. You sat at your desk, stared at the number for a minute, and thought, okay, this is actually working. So you quit your job. That was the decision. That one Tuesday. And for a while, it was everything you imagined. You wake up when you want. You film what you actually care about. You edit at midnight with coffee, headphones, and total creative control. No boss, no office, no commute. You're building something that is genuinely yours. The channel starts growing. Slowly at first, then faster. You hit 10,000, then 50,000. Then one video explodes, and suddenly you're sitting at 200,000 subscribers. Brands start emailing you. Your CPM is climbing, and you're thinking, this is it. I figured it out. You upgrade your setup, a proper camera, a decent microphone, lighting that doesn't make you look like a ghost. You move into a better apartment because now you can actually afford it. Your monthly expenses go up, but that's fine. Your income is going up too. Everything is going up. For the first time in your life, you feel unstoppable. Then YouTube sends you an email. It's a policy update. They always call it an update, like it's a tiny change, like they just adjusted the font size or something. You read it once. Then you read it again. Then you open Twitter to see if other creators are talking about it. They are. Everyone is. The new policy is about reused content. That's the phrase they use. Reused. And the definition is so broad, so vague, so carefully written, that suddenly half the creators on the platform aren't sure if their content qualifies anymore. Are you reusing content? You don't think you are, but the algorithm might disagree. 3 of your recent videos get flagged. Not removed, flagged. Limited. That means no ads, no monetization, just views flowing into the void with 0 revenue attached. You appeal all 3. 2 get restored. 1 doesn't. The review team says it violated reuse policies. You watch the video again, then again. 5 times in total, trying to understand what they mean. You still don't understand. Then comes the circumvention update. This one hits differently. YouTube decides that certain tactics creators use to work around demonetization are now classified as circumvention behavior. Things like changing thumbnails after a flag, reposting slightly edited versions, using specific keyword structures. On paper, it sounds reasonable, until they start applying it to things that aren't circumvention at all, just normal content strategy. You get a strike. 1 strike. On a video you posted 8 months ago. A video that was fully monetized, reviewed, and approved when you uploaded it. But the rules changed, and now the old video is evaluated under the new rules. That's the part nobody tells you when you start. The rules can change retroactively. Yesterday's approved content becomes today's violation. You file an appeal. You wait 14 days. They deny it. Then comes the inauthenticity policy. This one feels personal. YouTube begins cracking down on content they classify as inauthentic. AI voices, scripted personas, repetitive formats without enough original commentary. The problem is, their detection system isn't surgical. It's a blunt instrument, and it doesn't hit the massive creators with legal teams. It hits the middle. Creators like you. People just trying to build something. Your channel isn't deleted, but your reach collapses. The algorithm quietly starts showing your videos to fewer people. There's no notification, no email, no warning. You just start noticing the numbers dropping. Views cut in half, then cut in half again. One night at midnight, you're staring at your analytics graph, and it looks like a cliff. Now let's talk about the money, because this is where it actually hurts. You built your monthly budget around your average revenue. That was the stable number, the number that made this feel like a real job. Then, after the policy rollout, that number drops 60%. Not because your content got worse, not because your audience left, because monetization was removed from old videos. New uploads are getting limited reach, and your RPM drops because advertisers pull out of your category. Your income goes from stable to survival. You're paying for an apartment you upgraded because you could afford it. You're paying for camera gear you financed because the channel was growing. You're paying for editing software, cloud storage, a thumbnail designer you hired when things were scaling. All those expenses are still there. Your income is not. At 2 a.m., you do the math, and the math doesn't work. You start stress eating. Your sleep gets worse. 3 days pass where you don't film anything because what's the point? You open the YouTube Studio app, look at the numbers, close it immediately. You start Googling old job listings. Not seriously, just to see what's out there. Just in case becomes a real thought. People never see this part. They see the setup tour. They see the how I make money on YouTube video. They don't see the conversation with your partner about whether next month's bills are covered. They don't see you refreshing AdSense at 7 a.m., hoping the number changed overnight. They don't see you reading policy documents for hours, trying to understand language that feels intentionally confusing. This is the part nobody films. And if you do film it, ironically, it doesn't perform well. Because the algorithm doesn't reward vulnerability. It rewards confidence. Big thumbnails, huge text, wide eyes, high energy. So you put the face back on. You film the video. You tell everyone things are going great, even though things are not going great. But then something small happens. A comment appears under one of your videos. Someone says your content genuinely helped them, with something real in their life. Then another comment. Then another. Someone posts on your community tab. Then one day, someone emails you, saying they discovered your channel 6 months ago and it changed something for them. You read that message on the same night you're calculating whether to cancel your editing software subscription. And something shifts. Not fixed, not solved, just shifted. You film again. Not because the money is back. It isn't. Not because YouTube fixed anything. They didn't. But because you remember why you started. Before the monetization. Before the growth. Before that Tuesday paycheck. You started because you had something to say. And that part didn't change. So you adapt. You diversify. You start a newsletter. You open a Patreon. You accept a brand deal, even though you promised yourself you'd be careful with those. You start building outside YouTube, because YouTube taught you the hard way that building only on YouTube means building on rented land. Eventually, you film a video explaining everything. The policy changes, the revenue drop, the real numbers, the struggle. No filters, no pretending. You expect the video to flop. It becomes your biggest video in 6 months, because every creator watching it recognizes themselves in the story. That's the irony. The moment you stopped pretending everything was stable and just showed the truth, that's when the algorithm rewarded you. Not because YouTube cares about honesty, but because your audience does. Now it's 2026. You're still doing this, but it looks different. You're more careful, more diversified, more realistic. You don't trust a single platform with your entire income anymore. You know the rules will change again. They always do. Another policy update is already coming. You've read it twice. You still don't fully understand it. And yeah, you're a little worried. But you're still here. Not because it's easy. Not because YouTube is fair. Not because the money is stable. Some months it is. Some months it absolutely isn't. You're still here because quitting is also a decision. And most days, you're not ready to make it. Being a YouTuber in 2026 means building something real on ground that keeps shifting underneath you. It means waking up every morning and choosing this again, adapting again, committing again. Nobody tells you this when you start. They show you the studio setups, the subscriber milestones, the big checks. They never show you the 2 a.m. math, the policy emails you can't understand. But now you know. And strangely, knowing didn't make you quit. It just made you smarter about how you stay.